Now, last time I mentioned that in order for a switch to, well, in order for say two machines to communicate, it has to go through a few mechanisms. And this explains why sometimes when you ping, the first ping doesn't go through, because certain processes will have to take place within the switch before, or within the router before, and the switch before we could actually get to the destination. So we're going to look at a concept called ARP, Address Resolution Protocol. So basically what Address Resolution Protocol is normally you hear people say ARP. So if you hear somewhere, ARP means Address Resolution Protocol. So what ARP does is it resolves addresses. That's not still not an explanation, but this is what I mean. In order for any machine to communicate within a network, or even to communicate with someone outside the network, we need IP addresses. This is something that we all know for sure. You know, because in order for you to communicate, you need to have an identity. So basically, we need some kind of an IP address. And so if you look here, we have maybe 192.168.1.1.2.3.4, and then assuming there's also another one, but let's limit ourselves to just this one, .1.1 up to the 4. So forget about the other side. Now what happens is this. The first time you connect the devices, these devices would have to know about the switch would have to know about the IP addresses of each port. So this port, of this port, of this port, and of this port, but not just the IP addresses. Because IP addresses are not for particular machines. They are just for the network and anybody who comes on the network. But every machine would have to have an IP address, which also means is that for every machine, at one point in time, you'll be allocated a particular IP address. But for the switch, the job of the switch is to be able to match a particular IP address with a particular device, a particular PC. So how do we do the matching? The matching is done based on the IP address and then also the MAC address. The MAC address is just more like the identity that comes with any machine that can communicate. Any machine that can communicate within a network has a MAC address. It's more like the name that you come with by birth, or let's assume that's your, I would say in some fashion, I would say that's more like your identity. So nobody can take your identity from you. You can change your name, but who you are as a person, maybe, let's say your MAC address is your soul, assuming that's your identity. I stand to be corrected. Now, so basically the MAC address is something that no two machines can share. But two machines, another machine can be allocated this 1.1. If this 1.1 does not exist, we could still give the 1.1 to this second machine. But MAC addresses are also sometimes referred to as physical addresses. It is, or sometimes it's referred to as the manufacturer address. These addresses come with any device. So if you see a Cisco device, you'll be able to tell that this machine is a Cisco device based on the MAC address, because they'll have one part of it which is coming from, which is, it's like when they register their patent and all that, they are given a particular code. So all their products or electronic devices will have that inscription. So maybe assuming Cisco or HP is given, maybe Cisco is giving 001, HP is giving 002. So maybe the MAC address of Cisco PCs, if there's any PC which is from Cisco, can be 001A, maybe 001B. So once you see this, which is this part of it is called the UI, so EUI, so equipment unique identifier. Basically, this is the part that shows that this is coming from a particular company. And so when you see a product, you'll be able to tell that, oh, this is coming from a particular company. Now, between this people and these people, they have a different EUI or different identification. But again, they can be also 002A, which is also saying that this could be another PC. That's fine. It is the job of the switch to know what the MAC address of a particular device is. And once it knows it, it will be able to match it against the IP address that has been configured. So basically what happens is this. The job of a switch is to do a few things. I'm going to say it now.